We'll call the March Common Council meeting to order. Roll call.
Marks.
Yes.
Van Blaricom.
Yes.
Thompson.
Here.
Leonard. Here. Lanham.
Here.
Manner. Here. Elkin.
Here. All right, we'll pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the United States of America.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. We've got the consent agenda items. Minutes from City Council on February 1st, Committee of the Whole on February 15th, and the Recycling Committee on February 8th. Of all of 2023. I go back 20 years.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda items as listed.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, excellent. We're moving into public comment. Any public comment for tonight? It's a pretty empty room, but I don't know if somebody has anything to say or any community things that we need to be made aware of. All right, we'll move on to number 2, resolution 2 of 2023, the STARS application resolution of support. This is for the safe transportation alternatives for rural schools. Talked about it at Committee of the Whole, and I believe that if I remember correctly, it was supported as it was.
Make a motion to approve resolution 02-2023. I'll second.
Okay, and because I have to call out exactly what the resolution is, right, by title, Ben?
Right.
So it's the City of Amory Resolution of Support, Wisconsin Department of Transportation, WisDOT 2023 through 2026 Safe Transportation Alternatives for Rural Schools, STARS, cycle application, a bipartisan infrastructure bill, supplement transportation alternatives programs, a program initiative. So there was a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Resolutions, we do roll call, or do we?
Just motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah, excellent. Resolution's been passed. Second one is resolution 0323 with the title of Resolution Authorizing the Issuance of Sale of $5 million Sewage System Revenue Bond Anticipated Notes. And I believe that Baird is on the line, so I don't know if there's any further questions. Ben, you said at about 4:30, we got 4:15 or so, we got some finalized numbers.
Yep. There's the little 2-page thing that Justin sent over that shows the interest rate and stuff. And I see Justin on here, so maybe he can explain a little further.
Hey, yeah, good evening, everyone. Good to see you. Yeah, so this is a follow-up to the meeting that we had back in January, January 18th. Ultimately, we went out for the bond sale today, and as we talked about back in January, we knew interest rates were going to be extremely volatile from that point all the way through the next probably 6+ months. But fortunately, we were able to lock in a pretty good interest rate today, below 5%. So this is a sewage system revenue bond anticipation note in the amount of $5 million. It's going to close March 22nd of 2023. It's a 3-year maturity, May 1 of 2026. We've been working with SEH, Patty, Ben, and so forth, working on looking at rate increases for the city. So ultimately, you can get to a point where you've got the sufficient revenues to be able to support paying the future debt service on the DNR loan through the Clean Water Fund loan. That's a subsidized loan, hopefully at the end of next year. So at that point, hopefully you can take out this anticipation note with that subsidized loan for a 20-year period. But, until we get to that point, we're working on, getting the rates in place so you can be able to pay for that future debt service. So the first interest payment on this is going to be November 1 of 2023. It's going to have a first call feature on November 1, 2024 or any date thereafter. So again, that's when you can refinance, prepay it, and hopefully refinance it with that Clean Water Fund loan through the state of Wisconsin DNR program. This was non-rated, and the final interest rate was a 4.86%. Short-term rates are higher. The one-year Treasury is above a 5% right now, which it just continues to go up. But on the flip side, right now, the local government investment pool, where you can invest the bond proceeds, you're earning in a liquid perspective over 4.25%. So we've never seen that type of investment when you borrow for projects. So it's kind of offset at least by the higher earnings you're going to get by investing these bond proceeds for the time being as you pay invoices.
Great. Are there any other discussions or questions?
Just so I'm clear on this, this total project is anticipated to be $9 million. Is that correct? Or
that is correct. It's anticipated to be in that $9 million range. Hopefully, this $5 million will get you through paying project invoices and costs through September of 2024, when ideally you have then the ability to take out this anticipation note with the larger Clean Water Fund loan at a subsidized rate.
but now we're still buying a pig in a poke here because we don't have any contract with anybody as far other than the design of the sewer system, correct? And we gotta still go out for bids on the sewer system, and we don't know where that's going to come in. This is just a anticipatory startup money, if you will.
I would almost call it like a bridge loan. This is what we have to have in place in order for us to have the permitting process start and all of those other things showing intent, so that it makes sure that we can pay the bills until we get approved for the other subsidized loans, which
Sort of like our minimum financing we had from Bremer for the Keller Ave project till our clean and safe drinking water loans came in.
And so if this project comes in at what it's hoped for, what's the overall effect then on our current sewer rates? Just so folks know.
We discussed it back several meetings ago. I know we've discussed that several times. I don't remember what the exact number is. Right off the top of my
I
head.
think we never got an exact number.
Can I jump in? Can I jump in? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think the way it's scheduled out is we are probably looking at anticipating doing a sewer rate increase probably this July. And then we'll probably, step up and do 2 more next year. I believe that's what we talked about with Justin and with Jeremiah. I'll be looking at 25%. So
Total for the 3, Patty?
pardon me?
Total increase for the 3 different increases?
The 3 step-ups.
3 steps, yep.
5%?
We're probably going to go 25%. Yes, we have to this year. Yep, that's what we're looking at. And I don't know, Justin, we've been working on this, and I think that's what I got out of it. Probably July. If that rings a bell with you, I'm not sure.
So just to clarify, Patty, you said for this year, so 25% this year, and then the other 2 next year could be greater than 25%. Or are you saying that it is 25% projected for the next 3?
Correct. So that's the way it looks to me.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. All right.
So this year we may have a 12% increase, for instance, and then next year 2 6s or something along those lines.
Yeah, I can't give you a definitive number yet because I'm still working on the rate study with Jeremiah, but I'm looking at 25% above what we have right now currently.
And I believe the point of doing it in 3 steps was to make it less burdensome from like a jump up immediately to 20%.
Yeah, I think the other thing, and Patty will correct us when I'm wrong, but I think it was partly it had to get the rate studies done, and also that we couldn't accumulate funds until there was actually a project in place. You can't just, we couldn't just
Okay.
anticipate for 3 years that we were going to and then just accumulate money.
No, I don't want to burden the taxpayers at all on this. And like I said, if we do the 25% this year and then maybe 2-step next year and then another step the third year. So, altogether we'll have 4 steps. That's kind of what I'm anticipating, but I got to wait to see. And like I said, July is what we're looking at. That's our target to do our increase. So we'll have time before then to really look at it deeper and see what the actual increase will be once we do the rates.
And we'll have to actually understand better, then that will be the last increase, probably how much it actually costs. We don't know that for sure.
Correct. Yep.
We don't anticipate going to bid on the sewer system.
I want to say Jeremiah said next year.
Yeah.
Really like winter 24, January, February.
It was in the winter 24 to anticipate starting in 25.
What's the approximate interest payment? We have the first interest payment November of this year.
No, that's a great question. We actually have, we included capitalized interest through September or November of 2024. So those payments are going to be covered in the bond proceeds of this issue. So you don't have to worry about making those debt payments for the time being.
So there will not be an interest payment in November of 23. It's listed on the paper here.
There will be an interest payment. It's just that we are borrowing the interest payment, correct?
Correct. That's exactly how it's working, because you don't have the necessary revenues yet in place to be able to make that interest payment.
And so what is the amount of the interest payment?
I would, let me.
Is that an exhibit A for the debt services schedule? I have that in.
Yeah, so it's about $129,000 for the 11/1/2023 interest payment.
So that's the interest payment that would be due for 7 months. In this money, correct? If I'm reading this right, the March 22nd of this year.
On March 22nd, that's when you'll receive the funds, the full amount of proceeds, which is going to be, close to like $4.6 million. The remaining portion is going to go towards paying the interest payments through November 1 of 2024.
Right, so that's 7 months of interest is $129,000. Okay.
Which isn't being, if I remember what you said, or if I understood correctly what you said at the very beginning, that when we're getting that money, the investment that we're getting back is about 4.25%.
That's correct. And that was the January rate based on the local government investment pool through the state of Wisconsin. It could be higher in February once they release that.
The money that we're anticipating getting from the state of Wisconsin, is there a certain amount that is grant? Or how is that established?
I believe, isn't it $2 million for principal forgiveness is eligible? I think it's up to 2 million you can get forgive. Don't quote me on that. I think it's 2 million. Jeremiah would probably know better, but I'm pretty sure you can get up to 2 million in principal forgiveness through those programs.
Yeah, and I believe Jeremiah was saying that that's what he is targeting for this project.
I believe we talked about that too.
But I think as we're talking about all this stuff, we have to also recognize that our sewer plant is at the end of its life, so.
No question, yeah, I just want to try to, I just want a better understanding. Yeah. A lot of zeros working here.
And it's also important if, for anybody who's going to be watching this, to hear it and understand that there's
Exactly.
costs are associated with something tangible.
So final cost to the city is going to be in the neighborhood of $7 million in the neighborhood.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Has to be
Right.
done.
Yeah, I would entertain a motion then to adopt resolution 02-23. No, sorry, wrong one. I didn't flip my page. 03-2023.
I would make a motion to accept resolution number 03-2023.
Second that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. Approval of liquor license for IY.
Justin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Justin.
Approval of liquor license for IYS Ventures doing business as iMart Stores.
I can give a brief overview if you want. Basically, the parent company that owns that gas station is splitting from one company into 5 by state. So the Wisconsin corporation is the IYS Ventures. So they just basically need to renew the license they already have.
And that is
That's the
the
old Freedom.
Freedom Station.
Yep.
Okay, so it just
Okay.
seemed like it's a different name.
Basically, yeah. Yep. They'll actually have to redo it at the end of June as well. It'll be up again pretty soon.
So same agent and.
Yeah, same exact agent, same license, everything, just new company, basically.
Take a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, it's been approved. Number 5, who's gonna race to it?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
I second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? All right, we're adjourned. Thank you.